goes down. And when you go with a smaller nozzle, your print speed goes down, but your detail goes up. So if you're printing really large parts, you might want to go with a bigger nozzle. And if you're printing really small parts that need lots of detail, you might want to go with a smaller nozzle. Now 0.2 to 0.6 millimeters is a pretty good range to go with without having to make big changes to your printer. Because if you use a bigger nozzle, you're going to need more flow and your hot end might not be able to keep up with that. On top of that, you want to make sure you have the right type of nozzle because thread size can vary from printer to printer. Brass conducts heat very well, but it's also very soft and it will wear down quickly and affect your print quality. Now, do you need a hardened steel nozzle? Hardened steel nozzles are very durable and will last much longer than brass. Here I have some Polymaker PA6CF and PA6GF. Now the CF is nylon infused with carbon fiber and this is nylon infused with glass fiber. This filament even came with a brochure and in here it says, use a wear resistant nozzle. Nozzles can come in many different materials from soft to hard, brass, nickel plated copper, steel, stainless steel, tool steel, which I think is what they mean when they say hardened steel, tungsten carbide, and ceramic metal hybrid. Printing temperature for these is 280 degrees Celsius to 300 degrees, so you need a printer that's capable of printing really hot. I recently got this Lulzbot printer which is capable of printing this, and I'm going to be making a video soon where I put these filaments to the ultimate strength test, so subscribe if you want to see that. Carbon fiber is very abrasive and will wear out a brass nozzle even after just one print. Now this filament's infused with little strands of carbon fiber which scratch up the nozzle on the way out. This makes carbon fiber prints stronger and more impact resistant. Even just rubbing my finger along this, I can feel how abrasive and how strong this is. I actually hadn't read this part before. Polymide can easily damage brass nozzles after a few hundred grams of printing. Hardened nozzles are more expensive than regular brass nozzles, so it's important to consider the amount of material planned to be used. It is sometimes more cost effective to destroy one nozzle for some prints. So if you're just doing a one-off print, maybe you can just destroy a brass nozzle. This nozzle was given to me by 3D Printing Canada, so be sure to check out their website, 3dprintingcanada.com. So if a hardened steel nozzle can print more materials and last longer, why wouldn't you want one? Well, it's not that simple. There are some downsides as well. Steel is much less thermally conductive than brass. If you're interested in the numbers, brass has a thermal conductivity of 109.0 watts per meter Kelvin and steel is 50.2 watts per meter Kelvin, meaning brass can transfer the heat from the block to the filament faster. And you can see here when I was changing the nozzle, it was still really hot, but I was able to screw the steel nozzle in by hand. If I had been doing this with a brass nozzle, it would have got hot really quick and burnt my fingers. To compensate for this, you might have to increase your temperatures a little bit. Steel also has a rougher inner surface, which can cause some resistance and increase clogs and reduce your print quality. And they're also more expensive, which is a factor as well. There's one more thing that can actually make them hazardous. Have you ever accidentally crashed your nozzle into your bed? Maybe your offset was a little off, maybe your leveling was a little off. With a brass nozzle, it's not the biggest deal. You might leave a little mark on your bed and you might wear off the tip of your nozzle, but with a steel nozzle, you're going to leave a deep gouge in your bed and potentially even ruin it. So I'd say if you're just printing simple materials like PLA or PTG, go with a brass nozzle. They're cheap and they do a good job. But if you're printing anything abrasive like carbon fiber, you need a hardened steel nozzle. So if you're thinking about changing your nozzle and you're not sure how to do it, let me know and I can make a video on it. Thank you for watching, and if you made it this far, consider subscribing and I'll see you next time.